Thomas Scheu, born in 1962, is a veteran of German bodybuilding. Last summer, the man celebrated his 61st birthday. The athlete, born in Neuwied, has been taking part in competitions since 1980. Thomas Scheu recently became the Vice World Champion in the over 60 category at the Bodybuilding Masters show in Santa Susanna, Spain. Thomas has been bodybuilding for over 40 years. Even if it's hard to believe now, Scheu used to be an overweight teenager. But thanks to hard work and love for his body, he was able to achieve incredible results in the field of bodybuilding. Watch this video to the end, and you will learn about all the secrets of a man thanks to which he remains in great shape at such an old age and shows incredible results. In one of his big interviews, the man shared his biography, where he told the whole path of becoming from an overweight boy to a man with an impressive muscular figure. Here's what the man tells us. I was born the youngest of two brothers in Neuwied and Rain. Today I also live, work and train here. I had a problem with being overweight when I was 12 years old. My worried parents came to the conclusion that only sports can help me. However, for a long time, I could not decide what kind of sport I would like to do. My parents gave me a choice of two sports, gymnastics or judo. Following the 1974 trend of that time, I decided to take up martial arts. My father supported my choice, but my mother still wanted me to do gymnastics. However, the choice has already been made. I'm very glad that my parents insisted that I start playing sports at such a young age. If you're watching this video and you have children, then try to make sure that your child starts playing sports soon. You can start with yourself, no matter how old you are. Start playing sports now, and at an advanced age, you will be grateful to yourself for this choice. But if you are already in old age, then this is not the reason. Age is just numbers. There are a lot of examples in the world when people aged even 60 or 70 started playing sports and achieved incredible success, living to record ages. Friends, before we continue, we would like to recommend you to watch our other videos about longevity. You can find this playlist with a series of videos by clicking on the hint in the upper right corner or in the first pinned comment under this video. 2 years after the start of judo classes, I additionally started practicing karate. I was very much inspired by Bruce Lee, whose toned body delighted me. I also wanted to get my body in the best shape, and I worked on it every day. In 1979, I started bodybuilding through a friend of mine among weightlifters from a neighboring town. So twice a week I had judo, twice karate, and in addition daily weight training in the gym. For a teenager, of course, this is a very heavy load and a busy schedule. But my desire to come to the body of my dreams gave me a lot of energy and motivation. There was nothing special in my diet, and supplements such as protein and creatine were completely unfamiliar to me at that time. I only found out about them at the moment when I had already achieved good results. And I realized that I could achieve even greater success without the use of any sports supplements. Of course, I have nothing against it, but at that time I didn't even have the money to afford to buy it. Thus, I increased the shoulder size from 32 cm to 39 cm. Other parts of the body developed in a similar way. My body fat decreased, and I was in great physical shape in just 1 year. However, there is still a little secret in my diet. The secret is simple, and many people know about it, but not everyone follows it. This is fractional nutrition. I ate 7 times a day in small portions. My diet mainly included raw vegetables, beef stew, and turkey meat. But I try to eat turkey more because among all types of meat, this animal is not subject to growth hormones respectively, and meat is more natural. In the spring of 1980, I met an influential bodybuilder and joined in his program. I learned for the first time what real purposeful training is. At that time, he was training by himself, and I became his training partner, which incredibly motivated me. It was here that I realized the true meaning of the word muscle pain. After all, it is when there is pain in the muscles that they begin to grow. When I was practicing alone, I could not bring the exercises to the point of burning in the muscles. because I was afraid that I would drop the projectile and get injured. My partner helped me a lot in this regard, helping to bring the repetitions to a burning sensation in the muscles. From that moment on, I didn't have any more days off until 1993. I worked every day. In the fall of 1980, in my first competition, I took third place among juniors. In 1981, I became vice champion of the Rhineland and fourth in the German championship. In 1982, I became the champion of the Rhineland and the runner-up in Germany. The skill in posing at the time amazed the audience and earned me a reputation as a first-class athlete. Of course, my partner taught me to pose so effectively. In 1983, I became the vice champion of Europe and the German junior championship in the overall standings. In general, of course, I have not seen unsuccessful results, but also those that could satisfy me personally. I have always tried to give my best in all my performances. The loyalty of my fans was a special motivation for me. They always greeted me with loud applause. Friends, before we continue, we ask you to like and leave a comment under the video. This will help promote it, which will become motivation for even more people. But let's go further. After so many years, my perseverance in sports and the desire to give my best in training allowed me to win. This should be an incentive for those who give up too quickly. In the end, with the right and professional approach, you can achieve a lot. This applies to any sphere of life. When I reached old age, the question arose before me: to remain a professional or to become an amateur? I choose perhaps a healthier path. My goal is to play sports at a very high level for as long as possible. Of course, I could have ended my career on this, justifying myself by the fact that I'm already in old age. However, this is not the case. I still work out stably in the gym surrounded by my friends. I love my friends very much. To have an environment of like-minded people is a great happiness. Perhaps it is even thanks to my environment that I continue to play sports diligently. Plus, it is worth mentioning that social ties have a positive effect on a person's psychological health and life expectancy. Of course, here we are talking about the right environment, people who will support you in difficult times and have many common goals with you. Start playing sports today, friends. Age is just numbers. The man summed up. Friends, what do you think about this man? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful for you, then be sure to share it with your friends, because you yourself can influence your environment. And also like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends.